Hi there. I'm just wanting to do a talk, and obviously this is New Year's Eve, and we're going into 2020, but 10 years until the system gets their goal. If they would like that, and that is called Agenda 2030. And Agenda 2030 is all humans connected to artificial intelligence by 2030, and climate change is the first step, the first stage towards that. Right? So they've got to get you to accept climate change. This is why Greta Thunberg is there. She's to basically frighten the children. It's all about creating a certain level of fear, and then you will want a solution, and the solution is what they're offering already, which is the smart grid. Right? They try to push the smart grid, and then once you accept that, the smart grid leads to artificial intelligence. Then you're linked with the artificial intelligence through the brain. That's what they're wanting, and this is what's going on. This is really what's happening. So people have just got to be aware. Do your research. On things. When you watch your television, do your research on it, because what the television people do and the media do, they're not lying, but they repeat what's going on in this mad reality, but orchestrated by the money men at the top. The people with all the money at the top orchestrate the reality. They're the ones with the most power. And so the media lower down just repeats it. And so they got to create this kind of reality to get us in a state of panic and fear. And these demonic entities feed off this, the ones with the money. They feed off of negativity and depression and fear, stuff like that. And and this is very important going into the new year, that people become aware of this. Because you don't want this. The system is desperate for this to work, because the reason they're doing this is because people are waking up, and there's too much rebellious stuff from the people going on. And the smart grid, how the smart grid works is, it's not that it's programmed by a system, it's programmed by us. The smart grid is the internet. The smart grid is all about connecting the internet eventually to our brains, which connects us to artificial intelligence. And it all is just the internet. But the internet is a very narrowed down, even though it's information, it's censored information. There's certain things, so it's a much more narrowed down information source than ourselves. So once you're connected with that, there'll be a lot less information you're open to, or thoughts outside of this thing. And that's why the system sees it as a genius idea, but it's a mind prison that we have created ourselves, and that's what the system likes, you see. The system likes us to create this kind of mind prison, because it's going to keep us under control, and that's why they're doing it, because they feel that the control is slipping, and they know that this is the last chance to control humanity. If enough people wake up, then it's game over for the system, and that's why they are doing it. And this isn't even going to work. This is why climate change exists, though. It's really to distract you. This craziness is to distract you also from 5G. And the reason they need 5G as well is because they need a faster Wi-Fi, more radiation Wi-Fi for the AI, because the faster the AI works with the smart grid, the more it is practicing and gaining its intelligence. You know what I mean? So it works on speed, and the reason the system likes this also is because the faster the Wi-Fi, the more dangerous it is to the human body, because of its amount of electricity and power. The more radiation. So the system obviously is a demonic force, the real system. And it's not in its right mind to want to do this. But it's like what many people say about demons and demonic entities, that they live in different realities, feeding off this kind of depressive energy. David Icke says about reptilians, he says that they live on other realities, and if they don't get this negative energy, they die. And so I'm not saying that it's reptilians or anything, but it's an energy, a demonic energy that is changing because of the awakening, because people are becoming a collective consciousness. This is why CBD is available to buy now, and that would have not been heard of 10 years ago. Would have probably called you a druggie or something, but that's what's a drug? It's just, it operates a stimulus within the mind, an electronic stimulus, like what phones do. That's what phones do. That's what a drug does. And then it becomes addicted to this stimulus. That's what smartphones are. You know, smartphones are so that people are always brainwashed by the internet. You know, and making them into dumbed down trolls, basically. that's what it is. That's what the smartphone does. The whole idea is so that you've always got the internet on you, so you're not really seeing what's going on with everyone else that's like that. You know, and it's not really working. You know, it's working on stupid people, but the system is desperate for this to work. You see, because they know it's their last chance to control things. You know, if you got a war and you get enough people, even if it's a violent war, if you've got no people in your army to fight, then you're not going to win. So that's the problem with the system. You see, the light side, which the global awakening, is getting bigger all the time, and that's why they're pushing this out there. But once you wake up, you realize that you are infinity, and you realize that nothing can actually hurt you. And you realize that you're infinity, and so 5G can't get, nothing can get to you when you realize this. When you become this infinite awareness that you are. This is what happens in awakening. This is why people develop magical powers. It all starts from when they're younger and they're healing, and then they develop these things. But to me, you know, flying in the sky or doing something people can see, I don't think that's the miracle. You know, because the miracle really is this global awakening. It's helping people understand their divinity. That's the real miracle. You know, helping people understand that the power is within them. You know, stopping people from killing them, committing suicide from depression. That's the real miracle. You know, not showing people how great you are. That doesn't really change nothing, because they then just think that you're the great one. But the great thing is to get people to see the clarity that you see, getting others to see that. That's a miracle. That's the real miracle going on, and that's the real genius. You know, being rich is not what you have; it's what you feel. That's it. The higher that you're vibrating at, the greater the possibility of it, you know. Everything's energy and awareness of energy and awareness, and that's what manifests your reality. But going back to Agenda 2030, and that's what's going on. That's what climate change is to do with. You know, the climate change. What they're saying about climate change is that carbon dioxide is the problem, but carbon dioxide is the gas of life. So that whole story about climate change there is a joke to me. It's obvious now. Okay, it's a joke. And then once I started looking up Agenda 2030, which I heard on the internet, which I found on the internet, not by look. I don't look for this stuff. This stuff just is like haunting me or something. I'll, for example, put on YouTube and there'll be a video come up about something I'm perceiving or something, and this is always going on. So it's like there's information that is haunting me, but that's what happens when you go deeper within. Things manifest in your reality. But Agenda 2030 is, like I say, that's what climate change is. It's the first stage towards it. They want to create fear, because the system knows that the global awakening, what that means is game over for the current system as it is today. the demonic system. But I'm just going to end it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything Falls in Divine Order. Thank you for watching. Thank you.